Welcome to another edition of the Hilton Project with me, Baz and Jazz. We do this every Sunday where we take the best news, reviews, and rumors from the week and we give it to ya all in one on a Sunday, like we always do. So let's get started. The biggest news coming out of this week was Seth Rollins obviously getting injured, going to be out for 6 to 9 months. Destroyed his ACL and DCL and everything on his CCL to BCL to TLC to whatever. At the end of the day, his knee is screwed. And this comes from Raja.com talking about undergoing knee surgery construction. And it states that Seth Rollins was interviewed by WWE.com about his knee injury and the WWE Championship situation. He confirmed that the injury happening during the Sunset Flip Powerbomb spot match with Kane in Dublin, and he landed on the side of his right foot instead of flat with his feet, and that's when his knee gave out. He revealed that he will be getting knee reconstruction surgery on Tuesday. He said that, overall, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. Rollins said, physically, my knee doesn't hurt. Like, one thing people don't understand, a common question is, how much pain are you in? The ligaments don't have nerve endings, so that's a good thing and bad thing, but I don't feel any pain. It's just a lot of instability in the knee capsule. So I'm doing a lot of compression to kind of reduce the swelling and stuff like that. Emotionally, could be better. Obviously, it's a tough spot to be in. I'm mostly just looking forward to getting the surgery done and getting better every day. He didn't mention how long he would be out of action, but with this type of injury, you can expect him to be out until after WrestleMania. And you can see a clear video of Seth Rollins' injury in Dublin on Raja.com. And like I've been saying on my other podcast, if you guys watched it yesterday about Raw ratings, WWE ratings, it doesn't really matter if Seth Rollins is gone, because WWE ratings have come out again for SmackDown, and this comes from WrestlingInc.com, and it just gets worse and worse for wrestling as a whole. I'm going to start checking New Japan Wrestling and Ring of Honor and hopefully Lucha Underground when it comes back. And we're just going to try see other wrestling because it seems like WWE and TNA are just going down. And this is from WrestlingInc.com. And they state that, as noted, this week's WWE SmackDown drew 2.1.23 million viewers, down from last week's 2.171 million viewers. But this is the shocking bit. The final rating for the show was 1.5, the same as last week. 1.5. The last time WWE had that, WCW were fighting for the ratings. This is how bad WWE has gone. And it's going to become worse and worse and worse. Like the video we did about the New Day, that's the best thing going for WWE because they're funny. They remind us of something that's different. They heels, but we still like them. But yeah, it's just becoming worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And, everyone's getting injured. From Seth Rollins, Tommy's been out. I know I'm missing a crap load because the list just goes on. And it makes you wonder how CM Punk was talking about in his podcast a while back on the Colt Cabana show, how, injuries just come and go in the WWE and it seems like they don't care. Another one could be Tyson Kidd. A fan on Twitter asked Natalia how Tyson Kidd's recovery is going on, and she wrote, "1 day at a time. Thank you for asking," with an exclamation point. So he's not going to come back anytime soon. So it just becomes one of those where the WWE does not know where they're going at this moment in time, because even their ratings have gone so badly down that, I don't know, this like I said in the other podcast, it's like a miracle from above, It's like a miracle from the wrestling gods telling WWE and TNA should actually listen to this as well, that they should do something different. TNA should be their own brand like they did in the early years. They should be like, listen, if all these people are leaving, if all these people are going and we're getting new wrestlers, then basically we should just do it like in the beginning years and just have these new faces wrestle and stuff like that. Don't even compare it to WWE. And WWE should be like, well, we should do it like SmackDown. We should be like SmackDown. Basically, take SmackDown back in the day when it was SmackDown versus Raw, and we should have new wrestlers on SmackDown, and Raw should be the main show. Because if you have the final ratings being like 1.5 and 1.7 and having, like I said in the other podcast, yesterday's podcast, that you have people watching from like 3 million all the way down to like almost 1 million. It's on the last hour. It's kind of embarrassing. More on WrestlingInc.com. There was the greatness of the WWE Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens continues as a fan at this week's WWE NXT panel in London. Posted this photo of Owens' autograph on AJ Lee's photo. Owens had no photo to sign, so he signed over AJ and said the former WWE Divas Champion will never come back. Will never come back. And then the guy who wrote it, Connor Reddy, at CM Ready REIDY said, my boy Owens fight had no picture to sign, so he signed over AJ Lee and said, oh, she'll never be back. So that's kind of funny. I thought that would entertain you guys. But this one's the most entertaining thing I've read this whole week, and it comes from today. There's photos of former WWE NXT diva Sarah Schieber, aka Seth Rollins' girlfriend, and she did a ring-in debut last night for Dreamway Wrestling in LaSalle, Illinois. Hope I said that right. So it said Sarah teamed up with 4 other male wrestlers to defeat 5 other male wrestlers. That's the great thing about it. Lucha Underground, it's women versus men all the time. You don't see that shit in the WWE. And in fact, TNA's Divas Revolution, nudge nudge wink wink, is better than WWE's Revolution, because those girls are seriously wrestling gods compared to this botchamania we have. In fact, one day we're going to give you how the divas of WWE botch compared to the TNA divas, and then you guys can tell us or comment or like or dislike, saying which divas are better. Zara teamed up with 4 other male wrestlers to defeat 5 other male wrestlers in an elimination match, so she used the curb stomp to move previously used by boyfriend Seth Rollins and was the sole winner for the team. And on WrestlingInc.com, they have photos from fans on Twitter like Jim Wilson at JimWilson78, and they have, basically him just had her, doing the curb stomp, pictures of her. It's good because it's not like, it's a big thing. I just thought it was funny. I don't know what she calls a finisher, but let's not forget what she wrote about the Nazis and all that stuff and got her fired. If you guys don't know, she's like a Nazi lover. But good on Seth not leaving her, especially him being the top guy. More news, Stephanie McMahon appears on UFC Embedded show, caring. We talked about the ratings. The New Day responds to Team Bella. I like the New Day. I think they're the funniest thing going on. They talk about the challenge, hashtag give them 20. They've been doing it a lot. Eva Marie was at New Orleans Pelicans versus Dallas Mavericks game to promote WrestleMania 32, and on the WWE Twitter, they talk about, they have a picture of her posing with, Mark Cuban, caring she should practice more on her in-ring ability because it was bad. The other funny thing I read is Batista's bad experience with WWE employee. It was Batista not happy with the WWE. He tweeted Saturday afternoon, the day the WWE cameraman doesn't know your name and addresses you as Mr. Cool Strong Dude is the day you realize your career is over. And then someone wrote that they probably fired somebody from creative who then decided to become a cameraman. And then like Batista replied back on Twitter saying, both funny and sad at the same time. Apparently you know more about the business than a lot of people do that they're hiring. It's funny because Batista gets away with a lot, and I think it's just because he's Triple H's friend. And you know, he does speak truthfully, and he's talked about how he only likes house shows, only does house shows. Today we're going to give you that interview he had with you know, one of the interviewers for the 007 video. But yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, another news is that a Ring of Honor star is not going to WWE, which is kind of shocking and good at the same time. So it says here from Wrestling.com that Ring of Honor star Michael Elgin has signed a new deal with the company, according to PW Insider. There's some speculation that he could be WWE bound as they express interest after his contract expired. So that's about it. There was one big thing that, you know, oh yeah, New Day fans is pointing in the UK due to the fact that they can't buy New Day merchandise. Don't know why. In other news, WWE confirms a legend is signing, but it's not who you think it is, you know. It's basically the Boogeyman. So if you see him at Royal Rumble, then you know why. But the biggest thing I want to talk about before I leave is basically, I'm just trying to get it here. Give me a sec. I'll go on Raja.com because that guy is doing so well when it comes to news and reviews. Is the two big matches WWE is planning for WrestleMania 32. So this comes from Raja.com, and this is the biggest talking point to me, for you guys about the most important news of the week. And WWE is currently planning the Undertaker's match for WrestleMania 32. PW Insider reports the company is trying to put together a match between the Deadman and John Cena. If the match goes through as planned, it will be one of the two top matches at the company's biggest pay-per-view of the year. The other big match in the planning stages is The Rock versus Triple H. There is no word on how the WWE Championship will fit in WrestleMania or if it will be defended in either of those potential matches. The current odds-in favorites to win the title at Survivor Series is Roman Reigns, and additionally, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer reported that WWE original plans for Cena and Taker had been changing throughout the week. He also noted that there are Mania plans in place, but Seth Rollins' injury changes at least two matches. WrestleMania 32 takes place on April 3rd, 2016 at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. So, oh yeah, I still got TNA stuff to tell you guys. Oh, this TNA stuff is gonna make you laugh your face off. But talking about this, it's basically, I don't know. Why is Triple H gonna face The Rock when you could use The Rock in something else? I think Triple H has gone to the stage in his career where he's like, I'm retired, but when it's WrestleMania, I'm not, and you know, I'm the boss. So you know, who's gonna win, I'm gonna win. You're gonna definitely lose, type of thing. So I'm not quite interested in The Rock versus Triple H because like they could use The Rock facing anyone. They had The Rock versus Rusev promo. We could have had that. We could have had anything, but we just don't. It's always The Rock versus, you know, John Cena for 3 times when they said it was once in a lifetime, or The Rock now versus Triple H, like caring. The one that shocks me the most is John Cena versus The Undertaker. I think that one is quite a question mark because The Undertaker's been losing so much that if he goes into WrestleMania with that streak still going, he's probably going to be like, 20, what I think it's 22. Is it? Yeah, 22-2, because like John Cena losing to the Undertaker, I don't know. I can't see why they would do that match when they could have had, John Cena versus, I mean, Undertaker versus Sting, unless they want Sting in the title picture, and they hopefully to God they're trying to change it up. But I can't see that happening because they have John Cena 2.0, which is Roman Reigns. And I don't care what most of you say. If you do those fake ass clotheslines in the corner, you don't deserve to be champion. But as that's being said, guys, I have to talk about TNA. I have to talk about TNA. I was talking about how their viewership dropped and that Ring of Honor was like dropping but close on my other podcast. But like, I have to talk about TNA. I have to talk about how they try to sign Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio is getting $1.5+ million every year at the WWE, and that's just dinero. But they were offering the United States champion of Mix America, Alberto Del Rio, for $300,000 a year, and he was still allowed to work in the Indies and dates in Mexico. That's not a lot. That's really, really not a lot, and it's kind of funny that Alberto Del Rio didn't choose TNA, because I think it would be great, because he could have still worked at Lucha Underground, but he didn't. It was funny because like it sounds like a great deal, but WWE is still giving him dates off in order to defend his Lucha Underground championship, because he just signed on the dotted line. When he's still Lucha Underground champion, Lucha Underground Triple H champion in Mexico. So it's kind of weird what Alberto Del Rio did, but money talks, and people basically talk about, oh, that's such cheap ass money, but Del Rio could have made $1 million a year with other promotions. But I kind of understand if you have like 1.5 million in WWE instead of 300,000 plus working other indie dates and other promotions. Money talks, but I in my case I would choose TNA, because he would give that viewership to TNA, as well as he could have worked for anyone, Ring of Honor, like he did in the past. He could have worked for Lucha Underground. He could have worked other indie promotions, and now he's just stuck with the WWE. Even though WWE is going to give him time off to defend that title, I'm pretty sure he'll come back straight away to be in the WWE World Heavyweight Championship contender spot, either winning it or being a #1 contender. But this comes from Sportskeeda.com, and they were talking about Dixie Carter's email updates with Destination America, and it's kind of funny because they're talking with the part of Discovery Communications, and she's been on this like, I don't know, she's been on this like talk about her finish up in January with Destination America and trying to go somewhere else. But it's apparently she accidentally dropped an email to Discovery Network executives expressing her views of the release of DVR ratings. She claimed one of the executives to be an idiot for not releasing DVR ratings, and furthermore, she went on to compare this with Spike TV, who did sometimes release their DVR. And it's kind of weird, because this is what I'm talking about. I think Dixie Carter basically, she dropped the bomb, and it's shocking, because like Destination America have got tapings which are done. And this comes from 411 Mania, where they talk about they have enough footage until the end of the year, and whatever they film will be likely in January, because they're going to have a UK tour and an India tour and all that stuff. And their contract expires with Destination America in January, and they might be going back to Spike TV, because that's what Dixie Carter wants. He wants to return to Spike TV, and especially dropping the bomb on Discovery, because they wanted their wrestling to be on Discovery. I don't know. Hey, I do not know. Why drop an email like that? Why write an email like that in the first place? You see, with TNA, first of all, you can't tape something and then watch people like the Dudleys and James Storm go to WWE and then still keep on taping that. Because we even decided here on the Hilton Project that we're not going to film something or give you guys highlights of something or whatever from TNA if James Storm is going to be a part of it. Because then what's the point of watching it when he's first in that like World Championship Series log, and then you realize, they're still doing promos with him, especially with a great promo when I forgot his name now. Give me a second. I'll get his name now. I hate it when this happens. Eric Young, when he's having promos about James Storm and all of that, when you could basically edit that out. They could edit this out, but they should do their own thing. I think Dixie Carter should be out of the main picture due to the fact that she's dropping things and saying things, and she's the one where she's basically came with Hulk Hogan and what's his face that used to be the manager of WCW. I'm forgetting his name now. And Eric Bischoff. And, she's trying to make it look like WWE when it's not. They should be like in the beginning years where they had like the CM Punks and the Samoa Joes, and they did have like a legend here and there, like Sting, and, they made themselves their own wrestling brand, but I don't know, it's kind of weird because they put Sting in the Hall of Fame, they put the Dudleys in the Hall of Fame, and now they're putting a WWE ref in the Hall of Fame, and I'm just like, why don't you put like AJ Styles in the Hall of Fame, because he's been there forever, so like I said in my other podcast, Ring of Honor is always going to be that wrestling channel. It's just pure wrestling, and that's why they've done so well, and they got their own channel. But if TNA want to stay there as well, and not just in Destination America, but basically somewhere else, hopefully Spike TV, not Discovery anymore, they should basically do like the beginning years. So what if wrestlers are going? If they're giving offers like to Abed Daria of okay, to Abed Daria, it's people, you probably laughed at it and went, okay, well, 1.5 million to fucking 300,000 is not a lot. But if you give that to someone else, say like a good indie team like the Young Bucks or someone else, because the Ring of Honor got the Young Bucks, basically, they should do that with other indie wrestlers, and they should be like, listen, we'll give you like 100,000 or whatever a year or whatever, 300,000, and then you can still work other indie dates. They should do that. But I feel like TNA, if they carry on going to trying to be like WWE, well, then wrestling's going to be done when it comes to WWE and TNA, with the ratings being down. Wrestling as a whole is going down, and that's why I can't wait for Lucha Underground. And if you guys still haven't seen Lucha Underground's top 10 on our videos, top 10 oh my god moments, then you're wasting your time, because Lucha Underground is the wrestling place to be. They won an award, for God's sake. But one more thing, also CM Punk text Samoa Joe on Twitter, because he was talking about WrestleMania 32, and he was just like, point at the sign. They really love that, and I just thought that was funny, because they hate it when you point at the sign of WrestleMania. But you know Samoa Joe for a long time, and I don't know why some people are being so butthurt about it on the comments, but that was just my 2 cents, guys. Guys, remember, if you want us to do Raw live every Monday, like this video / podcast right now, and if it becomes big, we will do NXT as well, but not fucking SmackDown because it's shite. Okay, guys? And to be honest, I will promise some TNA for the week because some people are asking us all the time on our email and on our Twitter page. They're sending us what do you call it, on like a message, a private message on Twitter, and giving us email saying, basically, why isn't TNA there? And we have to explain to them constantly. So guys, like, share, subscribe. If you want us to carry on doing WWE Raw Live, keep on liking this, keep on commenting yes, and we will do it. And then we will also do NXT and hopefully TNA and all that stuff, okay? But for now, it's going to be WWE Raw Live. We're going to do a second pilot this week. On Monday, and then we're going to check NXT as well. And guys, don't forget, like us on Facebook. Remember, the Heel Turn Project, all beginning letters capital. The capital beginning letter. Heel Turn, H&T capital letter. Projects capital letter in the beginning. Guys, this is Baz Jazz. I'm signing out. Peace, peace, peace. Stay tuned.